everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to draw this ear like this, and it just happens to be this ear right here. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and it's all in pencil. So all you'll need is your pencil and your eraser stick, the side of your hand, your paper stump, and your stretchy eraser. Yay! And you can use your block eraser while you're drawing your simple line drawing, because I understand that when you're drawing a simple line drawing, it might be less simple than you expect. And so you have to erase to make it back simple again. All right, so let's get started.
The first thing you will probably notice is that the photograph of my ear printed out on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper is larger than our 8 by 10 piece of paper that has a tape margin on it to make it even probably more like 7 by 9. So this project helps us learn a little something called cropping. When you're looking at a reference that's a little bit bigger than what you have two choices. You can either shrink the whole thing so that the whole thing fits, or you can get rid of some extra details that you don't really need. So for this one, you can see from the finished product that we put in your kit that I decided to get rid of parts that we don't really need and crop. So that means that the top of the ear right here is going to come up to here, and that the bottom of this earring is going to come all the way down to here. And that way I can pretty much keep the exact same size. And I think because this is a study and we're all learning how to draw with pencil, it's a good idea to keep it the same size. And even you will notice that when I did my earring, I kind of got it a little big. And that's probably good because we're learning earrings and it looks kind of cool big. But you can always make yours smaller if you want to. But the exact same size is going to be a lot easier when you're learning how to draw things for the first time. So since we're moving the top of the ear to the top of our page, that means that this line from the top of the arm of my glasses will also be near the top. So the best thing to do is just run a line parallel. Well, I meant to be parallel, but I got off track, so let's see. Parallel to the top of my paper. And then I can run the curve of my ear up a little bit from the arm of the glasses, just a bit, and then bring it down in front. And there's like hair and stuff. We don't want to get carried away with the hair. We just need to think about the direction of the hair. So there's some hair going in that direction, tucked behind my ear. And then we're going to get the bottom line of the arm of my glasses. And then I can bring the curve all the way back and down. I don't want to go too far because I want to think about where this earring is, because I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom of my paper. So kind of right under here, it will be near to the tape. And I want to think about its curve and thickness and the fact that it is going through my ear. So something like that. And then I would think about this line in the front of my ear, which is a little in front of this and kind of comes up a bit. And then it's going to go behind. There's my earlobe. And it looks like I went a little too far on that. And then I can connect it up. And it may look really huge. I won't be angry at you. I know this is my ear. And it's just because that's how we decided to fit it into our 8 by 10 piece of paper. So we got that. And then I want to think about the inside of the ear. So where the arm is where it gets the closest to the edge. And then it goes, it's not quite vertical, it's a little behind vertical, so behind. And then this is not quite horizontal. It's kind of a little bit horizontal, going that way. And then the curve follows, but it's very light, so I don't want it to be a solid line the whole way. I'm just going to go solidly and then kind of make a dotted line to show that there's like a shadow here. So that's what that's about, because this won't be an actual line in the end. I just want to kind of mark that off. All right, then this shadow kind of looks like a box. So kind of box it up there. And then the darkest part of this shadow is a bit thicker and then gets thin as you go. But I don't want to press really hard with that because that is a soft line of a cast shadow, not a hard line like an edge. So don't press super hard with those. And then this part's going to come in and in, almost shaped like an eye, the way it comes together. But again, this is a soft line, and this is going to be a slightly harder line because it's going to make like a backwards C shape. And then here's my going into my ear canal, kind of connecting back up. And this is another soft line that way. All right, that's all you need for the ear. You don't want a ton of lines on your ear because it's mostly shadowing. So the lines that we chose are the edges of things. And then we just kind of laid in where the dark places are. All right, so might need to think about, no, we'll just think about the dark parts there later. But here you can see that this is where my skin is flat here and then kind of raises out from my ear there. So I will make a few little marks to kind of designate that angle of how the ear comes away from my head there. And then I want to include the back of that arm of my glasses. See how it would come down and bend behind to stay behind. And then again, a few lines to designate the direction that my hair is being pulled behind, right? So it's just about directionality. So think about like the wind current map that you watch on the weather for the news. We don't want to draw every single hair at this point. We just want to think, okay, this is the hair coming up from the back of my neck, and this is the back of my head getting pulled to a barrette or a ponytail holder this way, and this is my hair going this way, and then this is the hair under the arm of my glasses getting tucked behind my ear. And then, of course, the hair would still be kind of coming at an angle like this. So you don't need every hair. That just helps with the direction. All right, and just a few more details. All right, so I know I want to go a little big on the earrings, so we have more room to do our details in there. And then there's like the little part that gets where the earring bends the little rod to go in, so it connects. All right, that seems like enough information. So don't go crazy. Don't start doing this just yet. You know, line drawing first. Step one, simple line drawing. And that's all you need.
At this point, if you haven't done the tennis shoe lesson that was like part one of the 2 graphite lessons for last month and this month, I might recommend that you go back and do the tennis shoe lesson first. It's a little bit more slow and methodical on how to do every single step. And I'm going to try a new format with this ear project. And I will look forward to your feedback at the meetups to let me know if you like this way or if you like the other way better. So for this format, I would like for you to like know things and think about things, and then we're just gonna dive right into kind of a fast motion video, start to finish with no interruptions, that you can pause and see how things are going. But before we get there, just a few more things that I'd like us to think about first. So first of all, we've made our simple line drawing, and we drew the edges of the ear, so places where the ear has an edge that meets something else. And then we thought about the direction of the hair. And I would add to this, places where there's shadows, we gently marked where they were if they seemed like an important shape. Then, when we do our edges, like after our edges, we're going to do shading. We're going to think about the edges are always kind of like light areas next to dark areas. So it's not always going to be just like a broad area, but like, you know, the light part next to the dark part, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to think about that when you look at something. Think about, okay, we have this really dark shady area next to this light edge here. So that's where we have some edges that are important to include. We don't have to break down this whole face with different lines like terraced land, only important parts like that, okay? Then, when you get ready to shade, you want to ask yourself, where is the darkest part? So, like, I colored in there because it was dark. That's a hole that goes into my ear canal. Very dark. That's like the darkest part on that earring, the darkest pigment of my glasses. So we're going to put those dark areas on first. And we build them up gradually. We overlap them. There's like some cross-hatching kind of thing. All right, so the darkest. Then we kind of gradually color in some medium kind of places. So I used a bit of cross-hatching here to kind of gradually in the dark and some more dark hairs in there. And, you know, then we kind of smeared it around and asked ourselves, well, we might need to know where it's dark again, because when we rub our hand on it, the dark places might smear, and we're glad about that because then it pigments the whole paper. But we might need to make it dark again because we look at it again and we're like, okay, now I'm braver. Now I can go a little darker. The last thing that we do is we find out where is it the brightest or the lightest or the whitest. And that's when we use our eraser stick to erase with precision my nice shiny gray hairs and the shiny silver on the earrings and where the light hits the high points. So that's pretty much all the information that you need, and you're just gonna try it. Remember, it's all just practice. So we're learning things by doing things. It's all just practice. And now, here is the video of how to do the shading that finishes up and creates form for this ear project. And that is how we draw this ear. Ta-da! If I draw this ear, I would look really funny. We'll have two ears. Oh, so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you at the meetups. And I will hear you too. Take care. Bye.